Yo, 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 what's good, y'all? I'll make this quick because I want to go get some ice cream. So this week was crazy. We just broke the level for outside year. So now we're outside year down at about 365.86 or hold on. Yeah, 365.86 was my level. We first broke outside year. We technically are already a little below it. 2 down on the month, 2 down on the 2 week, 2 down on the week, and we are green 2 down on the day. And we're sitting right on top of that level. So I'm trying to see how we open. We do have this broad information we are at the bottom of. So kind of want to see what we end up doing here. I want to go over how I was able to short SPY and not get caught like a lot of people did. So if you look on the SPY from, I think it was about a week ago, we made an outside 30 that I had draw broad information on. But then we also had one right on this level right here. So we had a higher high that we created off of the open. So what I noticed though, as we were opening Friday, we had this high. I'll look at this relevant high for us to get taken out. Since I knew we crossed below outside year, I was like, they're probably gonna play with us and try and draw liquidity. We rallied off of the open, which you can see right here. We had a major push. We were moving up fast. I knew though, I just knew from seeing this time and time again, there's almost always gonna be a punt fake rally. It could have held, but I just had a very strong feeling. So the moment we pushed 2 up, I had my level and I drew that broad information. As we started rejecting, I noticed we opened parallel to this close, which this is this parallel opening close is a imbalance in the market. It's also a little chart pattern I've been noticing that I've been using. Now, once I saw that we weren't going to take out this high, and then I noticed we broke these relevant highs, I was thinking ICT concepts. This is a liquidity draw, but also with the strat, I knew it was a higher high. So sure enough, we didn't change market structure. We didn't break this significant high, and we slightly broke these relevant highs, and they instantly rejected. So I'm thinking if I'm a market maker, I just grab liquidity from a buy side from a ton of people. Now I can short it. Sure enough, as soon as we started opening 2 down, I took an early entry. I was watching. I did make a mistake because during the time we were falling, I was trying to add. I was trying to add right here, and I got a little too tricky because I expected a retracement up to the 50% level. So I was expecting us to, after we failed, we started falling around here. I was expecting us to retrace. So I noticed there was like a fair value gap right here. So I was expecting us to retrace into it around this level. We actually never did retrace, and we just made this 2-1-2 continuation. So then I got my second ad. Once we got past this level, somewhere around here, I ended up selling. Then I waited. The rest of the day, I was watching it, and I noticed us starting to consolidate too. Around here is when I noticed we were trying to triangle. So I just drew a little ascending triangle. Now, I happened at the time to be in the Alpha Pack Zoom, just chatting up with them when I noticed the range tighten, and I ended up taking the break. So this technically wasn't a strat entry. I think it was on the 5, a 2-1-2. But I literally, to be honest, just took the break. I don't know if on the 30, if it was a 2-2-30. Yeah, it wasn't 30. So it was a 3-2. So yeah, now I remember I had to take a screenshot of it too. It was the 5. I was able to scalp a little right here, and then I was done for today. And then we just chopped around. So right now I'm waiting because technically when you zoom out for the day, we're technically almost center range. We're like We took out the lows, we're waiting to take out the highs, but we're still kind of center range. I'm waiting to see how we open. More than likely, I think futures right now we're at 36, 36.89 on the on ES. 36.86, so they're moving. So I just want to see where we open. We're gonna open. Oh wow, 36.86. We might open 2 up on the week. So I just want to see though. I'm gonna wait. If we open 2 up, I'm like a lot more confident that we might push up. But until then, I want to wait and watch Monday and see how it opens. Now, what I wanted to do too was talk about a few tips to help with trading, the strat and SPY. I think one of the most important things people are still underestimating is the importance of broadening formations. And if you look on my chart, I always have my formations within formations because they exist everywhere. I'm always looking for price to take out a high and a low and expand. Price is either going to expand or it's going to contract over time. So look at my chart, you're constantly seeing broadening formation. This was a 3. I remember this one. This was from a few weeks ago. It was outside, like 30, I think. Hit the top, made a high, gap down, made a lower low, took up this low. Right here, we chopped, and then we started to expand the range. So I'm still waiting because we've technically taken out the low of this range. We haven't taken out this high. This should be my next target if I'm going off of the broadening formation. This is a level. So I'm always looking for us, like I said, to expand the BF or test the other side of the range, as Rob would say. Another thing I'll do at this, as soon as the day starts, I'm watching, especially on a micro time frame, because I want to see, like when I go down to a 5 or a 3, what significant highs and lows we're making that can start a broadening formation. So usually, like if there's not one from the previous day that I can carry over, like this one I carried over from midday, off within an hour, there's usually a noticeable one. So like even here, I can kind of see like a broadening formation that was created, even if I didn't have this one. See how they always line up? So if we were technically in time, if we were here, 11:30, I could have magnitude all the way to the end of the day, just off of this lower low. So this is a later broadening formation. Gonna saw the top, saw us fall back, saw us push up, and had magnitude for the higher high that we made from here. So this magnitude, as you see, this wasn't on a chart. I just drew it for the video. This shows, even though I can see this price data, regardless, at this time at 11:30, this wouldn't have been here. But just me connecting this high to this pivot, because this pivot is slightly lower, would have created a decent area for me to gauge magnitude for the potential move up. On top of that, me understanding things like trend lines, chart patterns. So you see how you notice this triangle, it squeezed and then broke out. But also, even if you didn't have the triangle, you would have a trend line. And you see price pulling. And what is this also doing? This is also TTOing. This is still just a trend. Look at this. It made a trend channel. And once you really understand price, you see what just happened here. We broke the trend line. Bounced above it, we broke it again. So, I mean, technically, there's kind of my bias. We might be coming down for the short term because this is something I just noticed now. I was looking at the triangle, but this is really a break of a trend, a major trend line, which can indicate a reversal. But like I said, the main thing I'm still expecting is us to take out those higher highs, which, like I said, futures is already opening up. So we have to wait till Tuesday to see how that goes. Think back on my chart. Not about to mess it up for the video for y'all. Now, I've seen some questions. I tried to get them all, like when you guys ask them, but sometimes I forget. So one of them I did notice, Wiz asked, what do you do if a stock breaks out of your broadening formation? Which is a good question. what you do is you draw another broadening formation, or you already have broadening formations. So if you were to technically, let's say like we were to go back in time, like a micro. This to this is a broadening formation already. All right, let me go further back. It's not a good example. For this gap and this chop. This is technically like a smaller broadening formation. Rejected, we've fallen through. We end up drawing a new one. Or it sucks because we're so bearish, so I don't have good breakout examples. But in these breakouts, if you look, oh, here we go. I have an old broadening formation. Duh, look left. SPY technically broke. This is a weekly broadening formation because it's green. I made my weekly to green. We started to break above it, but we lost momentum and gap down. But when you go out further, all of this is still just another broadening formation. These are all just broadening formations within. So especially, let me go to a different chart, a cleaner chart. You can see there's a broadening formation. Then on the week, this is all just a broadening formation, if you can kind of see. Formations just get bigger and bigger over time. Forever. So formations are always just bigger. I know some of you guys like to get crazy and have them intersecting. I really don't like my broadening formations like that. I like my chart clean. So I like to draw mine on top of each other. Like I don't like them to intersect in my daily price action. Because my mindset is like, I don't need to see every angle that it touches. I just need to know the relevant levels and I need to know momentum. The rest I can trade on my own. So just do what works for you. If that works for you better, then yeah. But for me, I like to see this clarity. That's why I have a separate, this is a whole nother layout. And I'm going to be creating more layouts because I just want like the bare minimum for my charts. So I use this layout because I like to have the multi-time frames. Now, tip I wanted to give people, because people were asking, they were like, what would you do if you could start all over? One of the main things I would do is trade with zero motion as much as possible. I always see people like, oh, do you think, you know, XYZ company is going to do this? Do you think tomorrow's going to do that? Do you like, and I'm always like, I don't know. Like I have a bias based off the strat and based off momentum of what should be happening, but I never know for sure. And I don't feel bad for not knowing. I don't let that mess with me. I don't get emotional. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can stop myself out. I can make sure I'm not getting into it early. Also, I would have traded my edge. When I started, I wasn't trading any edge. I was just taking call outs. You know how it is. You wake up, you have 8 positions open. One is up 10%, the other's up 50%. The next 3 are 0%, or negative 98, negative 50, negative 70, to where at the end of the day, you finish the day, net negative 25%. It's not trading an edge and that's not trading a plan. So you need to figure out what your edge is. My edge is supply and demand, the strat, a little bit of ICT, and just really understanding price action. Also having a bias to what the larger trend is doing at the moment. The way I feel about the market, because I always see people like, SPY or Tesla is not supposed to do this, or it takes a lot of people's money, or like all that is emotion. Like I always hear that, oh, I don't trade that, it takes people's money. That's not the stock's fault. That's your fault. Like you have to get that through your head. Yeah, there are stocks that are bad or less, less of a better choice to trade because of manipulation, the shorting, all that BS, the expensive premiums. But for the main part, you have to really approach the market and think the market is never wrong. We are. We come to the market with a trade theory. We submit it to the market and we're either proven wrong or right, period. There's no room for emotion. So I always tell myself, it's kind of like a quote that I've said and developed over time and tweaked, but I always welcome my setups failing because I see it as a learning opportunity. And I know that if I trade my edge over time, it will result in net profitability due to my risk reward setup and tight stops. Therefore, I have thus eliminated my fear of losing and I use it as a tool of motivation. So I have that written down. I'm gonna post it on my wall. But I think if I'm taking trades and I have tight stops and I'm taking setups that I know are higher risk rewards than a normal trader, over time, even with me being wrong, I'm going to result in a net profitable trader. So I know the amount of losses I can take before, hey, I need to readjust or I'm wrong. You need to have that with your trading. A lot of people I notice they don't have a plan and they just approach the market like it's a game. And if you play a game with the market will play a game with your money. So you have to look at it like this shit is war. You come to the market ready. You wouldn't go to war without a gun. Why would you go to the market without a plan? That's why in the morning when I'm up, you'll hear me, I'm playing loud music. It's because I'm not a morning person. Like I'm tired, I'm sleepy. Most days I'm tired as hell. I'm waking up like, dude, I was up too late. So I purposely, before the market starts, I literally will take a scoop of pre-workout and shotgun it. Or I'll have a Red Bull and I'll play the music because it wakes me up and it also gets me in that mindset, that mood, like to where I'm ready for battle. When I go to the market, I want to be for those, 6.5 hours, fully focused. I want to feel like by the time I step away, I followed my trade plan. I've made objectively good trades and I've left it all on the battlefield. I didn't give them anything. I came for battle. If you're not approaching the market that way, just don't even waste your time. Like do something else. This is serious business. So yeah, I just wanted to give y'all that little advice on mindset before I finished. And good luck this week coming up, y'all. All right, I'm out.